Jean, and she asked to speak first. So give her that privilege.
Hi, I'm Jean Nelson. I'm an anesthesiologist. Hi, Carol. She's a nurse anesthetist back there. And I think one of my colleagues was here shortly. Anyway, I'm a physician, but I'm really here more as a mother and a wife. And we brought our 2 teenage daughters, and we have a teenage son as well, who isn't here today. But before this past year, I was never very interested in politics. I could have cared less. But the day that Obama got elected, I cried. Not tears of happiness and joy, but of terror and fear. And this past year, I've become, you can ask my family, I've become a lunatic, blogging, trying to get information on the internet, because I feel that the entire population of this country is being lied to on a daily basis. And if you think about what Obama is purporting in this health care reform, he is saying we're going to have more affordable health care, less cost, higher quality, massive expansion, covering everybody. Everybody's in, nobody's refused. It doesn't take a medical school education to realize that something is going to suffer. And it's either going to be the quality or the cost. And things are going to be rationed, and the cost, when the government gets their hands on it, they're going to decide what it costs to take care of you, and that's what they're going to give to the people who do take care of you. And I can tell you, I've worked very hard in my career, and there are many nights where I'm up all night taking care of people in car wrecks, putting epidurals in Spanish-speaking only people all night long, and I don't look at what kind of insurance they have. I don't care. I take care of them the same as everybody else. Anyway, I'm just very concerned as a parent because not too long ago in the USA Today there was an article about the job sector and where the job growth was. And outside the healthcare industry, the jobs that were going up in numbers were government jobs.
Yeah.
And when I came out of college after working very hard, I had opportunities. I could decide what I wanted to do with my life, and I could be rewarded for working hard. And I have a niece who just graduated from Georgetown, spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on a college education, and the job she could get was Teach America, which is an Obama job. So she's teaching underprivileged, she's getting paid by the government to teach underprivileged people. Now, I don't think that's a bad thing, but I'm just saying I'm afraid that my children, if they get out of college, are going to have one of 2 options. Go on the dole or work for the government. And I think that's wrong.
Just let me say, it's pretty frustrating. I met my wife 23 years ago, and I just want to say this really quickly, and please just try to listen to what I don't see anybody here that knows me, but I grew up in a very traditional household. My father is a World War II veteran. I listened to my mother cry herself to sleep when my brother was in Vietnam. I got a real big problem with having a communist in the White House. Yeah. This guy, Barry has gone on record telling everybody, if you want to learn more about me, look at my friends and the people I associate with. Yeah. This guy has got the White House full of people that I really have a serious issue with. This guy, Barry, was raised by a bunch of communists. And when I think about the soldiers and the heroes, and I look around this room at some of the older gentlemen, the greatest generation in the history of the world came from our country. Make no mistake about it. I had childhood friends, guys 21 years old, flying bombers, squadron leaders, flying bombers over Europe. Picture some of the people in this country that are 21 years old. And I'm trying to do a good job with my children. and hope to bring good citizens into this country. But, you know, we've got to rise up. The conundrum, and please try to, the conundrum right now is conservatism. The conservatives of this country, mostly our older generation and the Republicans, we've got to find a way to mix being conservative with being very, very vocal. We've got to organize, and I think it's Steve, is it? Ken, I'm sorry, Ken. I want to thank these guys, and I want to somehow join up with you guys in your efforts. And I encourage these guys, you know, when I have the Republican Party calling my house, I keep telling these guys, you know, you've got to hold up somebody. Give us somebody to follow. We need a leader. Where are the leaders? And so what we've got to do is network. We've got to get these groups, encourage these groups not to stand alone, but somehow unite at these events. My wife and I, we're going to be in Washington September 12th. And, you know, we've got to find a time. We've got to set aside a time. And I want to tell Kay Hagan something real quick. And I'll be quiet and let everybody else speak. But Kay Hagan, the Republicans, the Democrats, you keep this communist in our White House by supporting the stuff that he wants to do. I want everybody, we call family friends on the West Coast, family, our siblings. I come from a large family. We're trying to get our own families motivated to understand the ideology and these socialist programs. Where the angle this guy's coming from is we went to war many times fighting against the tyranny, the fascism, the communists themselves, and we got the guy in our White House. We've got to get these senators and the representatives out of there to support this guy. It's absolutely critical, and I think I'm going, you might think I'm going overboard, but I really think we need to get beyond the conundrum of being conservatives, and we've got to get very, very organized and vocal. So we've somehow let this country slip away. I think that's about it. I wanted to say one other thing. Excuse me, and that's something else I learned is I'm going to bring a notepad next time, and I want to write down what people say so I can kind of respond or rebut to some degree. But anyway, the next thing I want to say is the difference between Obama and John McCain is John McCain's a war hero. Obama is a communist.
Yes.
Yeah. You might argue, it might have seemed like the lesser of two evils, but we're about to find out how evil it is.
Yeah.
My daughter Jeanette wants to say something.
All I want to say is that everyone can hear me, right?
Yeah.
Some of you might ask why I'm here, because I probably can't even get a job yet, and I can't vote yet. But I am really concerned about where this country is going. I see what's happening on the news. I see these people that have just started to try and take the money and run, and I'm not going to stand for it. I want my liberties, and I don't want people's hands in my pockets when I grow up. I just want to say that if the Founding Fathers saw this, they would not be happy with the direction this country is going and with the corruption that's happening right now. And the Declaration of Independence that was signed years ago, and that this country, the foundation of this country, it said that every citizen has a right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And this bill, and the direction this country is heading, could shorten people's lives, take away their liberties, and stifle their pursuit of happiness. And I'm not happy about